Well, I think it's time. I still sound like I have a cold. And I guess I still do. What's going on? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob. It's good to see you guys already. Kevin Sims, Warehouse Dave, BPO59, which I believe is Ricky. What is going on? How's it going, everybody? How was your week? Jim is here. Welcome. Yeah, it's been a crazy week. Thanksgiving was a thing, and yeah, my one of my nephews said that I look like Gandalf. Hmm. Hmm. Man, you're punctual. Started right on the dot, 8 o'clock. That's what I do. That's what I do. I try to be on time. Here at work, since my coworker happened to call in the day before they are off, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? Seriously, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it, Ricky? That is your real name. But no, it's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. Look, this week has been nuts. We'll get to that. But how have you guys been doing? Did you get any good Black Friday deals? That's what I want to hear about because I really didn't. All the deals where I'm like, "Oh, that is a really good deal." I can't I can't I can't I don't need it. I don't need it. I did a lot of pulling back on Black Friday because there's some pre-orders of things that I've put in that probably for 95, 96% of you probably won't even care. But there's stuff there things that I wanted. So, yeah, better Gandalf than Sauron. I mean, yeah. Now, one of them said, "What's the Christopher Lee?" And I'm like, "Saruman?" And I'm like, "He's even older and white hair. Mine's at least brown ish. I've got some gray in there, but hey, this might not last long because it might actually get too warm in here. But we'll see. Ricky's just what I go by. My real name is sadly Enrique, and I hate it. You know what? Enrique's not bad. In the right circumstances, Enrique would get the ladies. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And Phil is here. Welcome, Phil. I'm glad I didn't do any Black Friday shopping because on Monday I scored all four Nika 1990 TMNT Brothers on the Nika store before they sold out. That's pretty awesome. I actually had a similar situation happen to me on, again, one of my things I'll show them. But there's really only one. But I'll show it though. I'll show it. But first, before we get too far into anything, okay, I do want to mention that we lost an amazing actor, Clarence Gilliard Jr. He was in Walker, Texas Ranger. He was in Die Hard as Theo. If you grew up with Die Hard like I did, Theo was, he had some of the best lines in that movie. Oh, and the quarterback is toast. I mean, yes, there you go. It's just a shame to hear about. And I wanted to honor him. He was also in Top Gun as Sundown. Most people might not recognize him, but I remember a few years ago, it had been years since I'd seen the first Top Gun. This is before Maverick and all that kind of stuff, right? But I hadn't seen Top Gun in a long time, and I saw it, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that Theo from Die Hard? Yeah, it is. It is. So there you go. 66 years old. He was a professor of acting, drama, I guess, at UNLV. So yeah. And another one, we lost another one today. Another seriously, a pioneer, you might say. Fleetwood Mac's Christine McVie. I'm pretty sure that's how you said it. But wow. We heard that she died, or I guess it was just a few hours ago, and it was like, wow. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer. And I hate to start the show that way, but I wanted to honor them and thank them for all of the entertainment they've given us throughout the years. Um, and in fact, I don't know if it's in this article, but I saw a tweet from Stevie Nicks that I thought was really sweet. Um, yeah, I don't. It doesn't have Stevie Nicks thing here, but yeah, no words to describe our sadness at the passing of Christine McVie. She was truly one of a kind, special and talented beyond measure. Look, over the years, I've grown to really appreciate Fleetwood Mac. Some great music. So yeah, it's a thing. Blastoise. I'm probably saying that wrong. Welcome. For collecting, this is Warehouse Dave saying this. For collecting retro stuff, I find that Black Friday, Cyber Monday passively creates great deals on eBay because less people have money to buy stuff and more people are selling to buy Black Friday stuff. That's actually a pretty good tip. I mean, of course, all the things that I'd been kind of watching or I have my alerts set up for. Yeah, I didn't get anything. But yeah, that's an awesome tip. I'll have to remember that. I got Short Circuit 1 and 2 for cheap on Blu-ray. I mean, come on. Those are at least I don't remember the second one like at all. I'm sure I saw it, but I don't know. Oh, I said it correctly. Wow. Well, okay. Blastoise. Okay then. But yeah, Short Circuit 1 is great. Great stuff. We've lost a few great entertainers this year. Yep. And it's unfortunate that a lot of I guess the movie stars that at least I mean, I'm not old, but I'm older than a lot of people on the internet, doing live shows, you know what I mean? And a lot of the actors that I grew up with are I mean, we're right there. You know what I mean? We're right there. A lot of actors, entertainers, it's just a thing. But yeah, that's how I want to go. Short illness, no long drawn out one. Yes, I know it's dark. Hey, I mean it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. My Criterion Police story was supposed to be here on the 25th and got delayed. Now it won't be here till between the 5th and the 8th. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. And you know why I know that feeling? Because I had one do the exact same thing. We'll talk about it. Really quick, I also want to, I mean, while we're honoring people, I also want to honor one of my favorite directors, Ridley Scott, 85 years old today, November 30th, 1937. He's 85 today. And of course, most people will know Ridley Scott as the director of Alien, but he's still going. He's still going. He's directing Joaquin Phoenix in the Napoleon movie called Kitbag. I think that was the working title. I don't know if it's still there, but here's a picture of Ridley on The Last Duel. Was this last year? I guess it was last year when he filmed that. But look, Ridley's still going strong. And like I said, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Ridley. I always have been. Ever since I was a little kid watching Legend. Yeah, loved it. I'm waiting on Police Story 4K trilogy delayed in post. Yeah, see, this is one of the ones that I bought a few weeks ago, which I haven't actually watched it, but I have Police Story and Police Story 2 on Blu-ray on Criterion. That is something that I'm going to be watching very, very soon. Very soon. Any thoughts about the new horror parody of The Grinch? It's called The Mean One. The trailer looks like cheesy holiday horror fun. Yeah, it's a weird thing going on, right? I mean, you got the Winnie the Pooh one, which I think that one just kind of came and went, but I think the trailer kind of caused a lot of people to take notice. It's kind of a strange thing. I haven't seen the trailer for that one yet. The Mean One. Perfectly honest with you, I'm not a huge horror thing, guy. Um, but in the right mood, in the right, with the right amount of talent on screen, then maybe. Yeah. How about Cocaine Bear? Oh, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. 1899. I actually started watching. There's kind of a section that we're going to be talking about tonight of things that I've been watching, and yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that one. What you drinking? That's just tea. It's just tea. I'm still trying to get over this mess. I can't do anything crazy. Um, yeah, just tea. And you, Phil, you said that the last duel was boring. I actually really liked it. But then again, I think most movies set in kind of the Middle Ages, I'll tell you, it's a thing for me. I love all those kinds of those movies. I mean, you name it, going all the way back to movies from the 30s. I'll watch those too. I just love them. I always have, and I really liked it. But I get it. I understand it. I understand if people didn't like it, especially people that I mean, it's a rough subject, But and how's the TV? Let me tell you, I've had a lot of use out of that TV since since I've been kind of sick and not being able to do much. But yeah, it's going great. The one thing that is disturbing to me is there's something might be wrong with my Blu-ray player. Now, granted, it's one of Sony's lower end 4K, Dolby Vision players, but it does this thing where it won't power on. It won't power on. All I do is unplug it, plug it right back in, and it turns on. I don't know what's going on. So that's a thing. Rob's hair indicates he's in casual mode. I mean, it's more like I just didn't put it in a ponytail, but I've got my tie here because if it gets hot in here. Seventh Seal is a cool medieval movie. Yes, it is. I watched that actually rather recently because it was on my list. Time to throw it in the trash? No, not yet. Not yet, Ricky. But Seventh Seal, I actually watched because it was on my list for Criterion movies. Movies that I was curious about, hadn't seen, and was like, okay, do I need to put this on my list for a sale or something like that? I know that the Criterion, I think, is out of print, but then there's a 4K from UK, some label in the UK. And so I was like, dude, let me watch it. And I watched it. And I'm like, you know what? I liked it. Don't need to own it. It's just not one of those that I need to own, But yeah, ever sport a mullet? No, never. You currently are sporting a mullet, Ricky? Really? It didn't grow up top too thin, so I got me a mullet. Yeah, I've never been a mullet guy. Even when I was younger, and mullets were like in style, like everybody seemed to have one. I just never had one. I had short hair back then, or the chili bowl. That was the age. The kind of the chili bowl cut. But chess versus death idea is so iconic. It is. And I really enjoyed The Seventh Seal. Like I'm so glad that I watched it. It's one of those where you're like, I'm glad I watched that. Don't need to see it again. And if I do, I'll probably find it streaming somewhere. Digging your camera skills on the Game Chasers. Did you film Billy's ass? Yes, I did. By the way, the last two episodes, I've done almost all of the filming. Of course, when I'm on screen, that means it's not me filming. I didn't just film myself. But yeah, I did all this. In fact, I'm surprised that Billy was able to get all that together. And when he tweeted something out about like, I died a few times, like 14 times doing the editing this, and I'm like, is that because my camera work wasn't good and you were trying to piece things together and make a story? I don't know. Or it could have just been that there was not a whole lot of substance to the stuff that to some of the stuff that we filmed. I was kind of worried, I was worried that I was like, did I not do a good job? But yeah, it turned out great. I always watch them, and I really enjoyed it. It's kind of fun. I scored 10 Commandments on 4K with digital for $12 on Amazon. Dude, there have been, and I don't know, I haven't checked this week, but yeah, last week there were a ton of amazing sales that I almost jumped on. And then I'm like, do I want the disc? Digital deals are nuts right now. So yeah, I mean, if you're into digital and you're not worried about keeping the discs, which I gotta say, man, I'm I've got like the digital and the 4K, and I watch them side by side, and I'm like, I don't see much difference. And maybe it's just because, and I'm also not an audiophile either. Like when somebody would give me a 128, what is it, 128 kilobit per second MP3 versus a 256, a lot of times I couldn't tell. Now I'm sure if I put on my like crazy headphones, I probably would. Sorry. There's going to be a lot of that tonight. I'm just going to tell you, I'm still getting over this crap. It's woof. But yeah, if I had the good headphones, but see, like I said, I got a good OLED and I can't really see the difference. I'm just saying, I can't see the difference between the Dolby Vision that's coming through my Apple TV for the movies that I purchased and then the corresponding 4K. I can't really see the difference. Now, I will say one of the ones that glaringly obvious is like all of the Christopher Nolan movies where he filmed in IMAX, because on the disc it actually opens up to basically fill a 16 by 9 TV, you know, in the action scenes, which is awesome. I watched The Dark Knight like that. I mean, my favorite scene is the I guess almost the jailbreak of Harvey Dent. That whole sequence with the truck and the, you know what I mean? All that whole sequence, it opens up into the 16 by 9 and it's like, okay, that's awesome. That's really awesome. So, yeah, loving the TV. I just wish the 4K player would cooperate. It's an unwilling mullet. I just hate short hair on me and it grows long on the sides and back. Hey, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. Wait, do you American people get Iron Brew didn't drink? I'm not sure what that means. Do you American people get Iron Brew didn't drink? Not sure. Bleached my hair every month when I was in high school and ruined my hair. Me too. In fact, in my rebellious days, I dyed my hair jet black, which is, I know you're probably like, really? But look, I mean, you can see the difference. You can see this is black, this is brown, you know? I wanted jet black hair, you know, because Trent Reznor was my hero. Kind of still is. But anyway, I wanted jet black. The problem is, after about a week, it turned my hair purple. Not cool. Not cool. Oh, soft drinks. No, I'm not a big soft drink guy. I used to be like heavy. Code Red, Mountain Dew Code Red was my jam. And then before that, it was, you know, Dr. Pepper and stuff. But yeah, I'm not big on the well, and it's partially because of all my Crohn's stuff, you know, and all my surgeries and all that kind of stuff. It's just not a good idea, you know? It's just not a good idea. Billy is now a top editor. Dude's a machine. Billy's been a great editor for years. I think I saw some of his work back when he was doing the stuff for the news station, whatever news station it was. He's just good. He's good at it, and he's got a really good feel for the timing. You know, the timing is everything when it comes to especially comedy, right? It's you gotta have the right edits, and man, he's good. He's really good, and he's done things that just, I love it when he surprises me, you know, with something, you know. So it was cool. Did I order the code red? No. No, I didn't. I did back then, but not now. Wolf of Wall Street 4K is next. I actually have I think it was I think Jim gave me the code for Wolf of Wall Street. So Grindhead Jim, I think he bought the 4K and gave me the code. So that's one of those where it's like, that's a once every now and then kind of watch. It's not like a for me. Looking forward to the Adventures of Game Chasing Blu-ray release. Trust me, I am too, because I want to see the completed thing. Now, I've been helping him test some of the discs. I've seen, as far as I know, I've seen everything that's on the discs. There are some things that I know that have been added that I haven't been able to see yet, but I'm very excited as well. And I hope, the one thing that I'm hoping is that everybody gets the value that they wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's just so much information on there. Great funny stuff. The documentary by itself is worth it to me. The documentary is so well done, and talk about editing. Billy's, because you can tell that story through editing, and I think he's done an amazing job on that. It's so good, and I cannot wait for everybody to be able to sit down with it and just take it all in, because it is a blast. It is really, really fun. Rob is going to take Melvor's crown as Game Chaser's best cameraman. I mean, I don't know about that. All I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to do right by those guys, They've given me so much, and I want to be able to provide them with what they need to do their thing. That's really it. Yeah, that whole thing is really just me trying to help any way that I can. And those guys, I think those guys know that. Soft drinks, yes. Sorry. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things that I just want to do right by him. You know what I mean? That's really all it is. And if I end up doing a better job than Melvor, well then, good. No, I'm kidding. Melvor, here's the thing. Here's the thing that Melvor and I, we don't know each other super well. We know each other. I mean, I know a lot about him from Jay, but I haven't really sat and been able to talk with him for an extended period of time. We have talked, we agree on a lot of things. We disagree on a lot of other things. And I think that's why this whole idea of maybe doing a show talking about movies and things could be really, really fun. We'll see if that ever happens. Cause yeah, I want it to happen. I think it'll be fun, but yeah, it'll be an interesting thing. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm like, I know everything, because I don't, but I have a lot of background in watching and absorbing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, the stuff that a lot of people don't pay attention to. And I'll just say there's some inaccuracies with a lot of, and I'm not talking about Melvor or just Melvor. I'm talking about a lot of people. There are a lot of inaccuracies to some stories that are out there. And if I can help, entertainingly point out the inaccuracies, that could be fun. That could be really fun. Or it could just be a disaster. Who knows? I haven't noticed any difference as drastic as stereo to surround sound. Well, that was an insane. And the weird thing is, though, for me, I've noticed recently a lot of surround sound has been very subtle. And it's the one thing that's been really crazy about watching all those Indian movies. I'm not trying to push the Indian movies on anybody, but that's one of the things that I've noticed, that the Indian movies, man, their surround sound mixes are aggressive. Like holy crap. There's all kinds of stuff going on in the back. It's kind of fun. And every now and then the Marvel movies will do it, big action movies. It's kind of hard to do it for like a drama or something like that. But yeah, I I'm yeah, that was a big thing. I will say going from VHS to DVD was a pretty significant jump. Seeing that, and I mean not only the picture quality, but the actual, the process, being able to skip right to I mean, we take that for granted now. Being able to skip to, I just want to watch this scene. You don't have to fast forward to it, and wear out the tape, and you got that section of the tape that gets worn down from, I mean, who knows, maybe some sexy moments. Just saying. I think those of us that grew up in that time, I'm sure we might have done some of those things. But anyway, I'm talking about, you're like, hey, I just want to see the scene where you know, Superman does the thing, then you can watch it. And that's awesome. So yeah. Iron Brew is basically a can of sugar with a fruity taste, been around a long time in the UK. Never heard of that. I've never heard of that, Phil. The recent Game Changers episode highlights the state of retro collecting. Billy and Jay doing a good job highlighting it. Snatcher, Mega CD, asking price £1,400. I know. It's got that, and that's what makes it. And here's the thing: I'm not a collector like that. I never have been. But seeing the excitement on their faces and then the frustration, because it's like it's all the fun has been kind of taken out of it. And in a lot of ways, I mean, a lot of these different YouTubers have, kind of made it a little more popular. And so a lot of people are doing it, which means the prices go up. It's just, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to start something and then almost be part of the reason why things have gotten crazy, taking part in that. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird thing. What's going on, everybody? Glad to see you online, Rob. I'm glad I have my notifications turned on. Interesting title for the show. Please tell me more. Oh, I will. I will. Your knowledge of cinema can only make the show better. I mean, hopefully. Hopefully. But welcome, John. Good to see you. Best things for my visit to UK: Iron Brew, Bangers and Mash, and good stout. Hey, I'll tell you what, Bangers and Mash is the one thing that I have been able to try. When I went on an Alaskan cruise in 2005, and it was awesome because literally half of the people that were on that boat were from England. And so the cooks tried to, I guess, make food for them. And I'm telling you, it was awesome. It was so good. And look at this. Hey, they've started already. Golly, we don't need any of your porno stuff. Okay? 69 mega. Get out of here. Jim, the stout is good in the UK. Glad you liked it. Yeah, see, I'm not a big drinker. But yeah. Spot on, Rob. That's exactly what I see. But Billy and Jay will hopefully continue showing us the ruined and dead retro collecting, which is only for rich folks now. Well, I still think there's hope. There's still hope. There's still things to find. I mean, come on. There's still things to find. So, okay, let me go into my little story. Again, any of you guys, feel free, throw in your Black Friday findings. I want to know about them. But I'm going to talk about my week, okay? Really quick. Friday. So, this is one of the things that I think I've talked about. Moi and Noir. Welcome, sir. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. But what was I going to say? Oh, so we bought new appliances. Our appliances were getting old. We've been in here in this house for 13 years, and unfortunately, a lot of the appliances that we got were kind of bottom of the totally bottom of the rung. Not very good. Our oven hasn't worked since basically we moved in. There's been times when we're like, oh, let's have this, we had my nieces and nephew over. We're like, let's make this lasagna. And then, an hour and a half, right? Cook time for these big lasagnas, right? And you get it out and it's freaking frozen right in the middle. I'm like, there's no reason why this oven shouldn't be working, but it doesn't, it never worked. Anyway, got a new oven, all that kind of stuff. Well, one of the things is that we were going to give our refrigerator to my wife's parents because they needed an extra fridge. So I met up with Jay, got his dolly that is absolutely badass, just like awesome. And we moved the fridge on Friday. Unfortunately, I started getting sick. On Friday. Of course, we had Thanksgiving, all that kind of stuff. So that was a thing, family time. But Friday, I started getting sick. And I'm like, dang it. And then Saturday, got a little sicker. Then Sunday, got a little better. I was like, hey, I'm feeling pretty good. And we were just kind of hanging out. We weren't doing much. Monday, got to go see Glass Onion. Right? Their week-long premiere preview screening thing. Got to see Glass Onion. Really, really enjoyed it. Very, very good. Get home from Glass Onion, and I start getting sick again. And then I got sick, even worse, Tuesday morning. I was like, what is going on? Just terrible. And then my wife goes to take a shower. The water heater breaks. So this water heater is 15 years old. That's the one thing that I thought was kind of strange. Like, the house was built in 2009. This water heater was manufactured in 2007. Read online. Hey, if you get 8 to 12 years out of your water heater, you're doing okay. So the water heater lasted a lot longer than it should have, really. 13 years. Not bad. Kind of, it kind of sucks though. So we call find the water heater we want. We get the thing, come out and install it. That's today. Guy can't make it out. So guess what? Cold shower. That's what I was so freaking cold. It was painful. I haven't had a cold shower like that, I don't think, ever. Now, I've taken like a cool shower, like in the summertime. Those are like actually refreshing. But a freaking ice cold shower? No, it sucks. It sucks bad. I highly recommend that you do not do that. Don't even try it. So, unfortunately, yeah, that was today. And my wife went over, she's like, I need a shower. So she just went over to her parents' house, hung out, took a shower over there. I'm like, well, that doesn't help me. Anyway, so yeah. Oof. Look at the health benefits from a cold shower. No, I don't care if there are health benefits. That sucked. It sucked. It was so bad. You're popular when the naughty bots invade your chat. I don't know about that. I mean, we've got 10 people in here. I mean, that's good for me, but 10 people, really? Yeah, they reset you or something. Yeah, I get all that. But screw that. I'll figure out a different way, because that was terrible. Terrible. So I apologize. That I wasn't able to stream last night. Did not feel like it. When you get that sinus pressure and your head feels like it's like 40 pounds and you're just the big teddy bear head, right? I still want to find that freaking commercial, because it was just so funny. It was just a guy walking down the street with a big teddy bear head. But hey, technically I have a cold shower every day because I stay in there until my water gets cold. Yeah, that's what my wife does. I'm a get in there, get my business done, and get out. I never run out of hot water. But she's like, yeah, that's what she does. Sorry for your heater issues, damn that repair person. No, I'm fine now. But man, it sucked. Leon and my German friends have drugged me into following the World Cup. Go England, go USA. I have not followed any of it. And I feel like I irritated Leon by saying, "Hey, do we need a new channel in the Discord about it?" And he's like, I don't know. He seemed like he was irritated, and I didn't want to irritate him. But hey, I just there's going to be people that don't care about the World Cup. Why not put it in its own little group? Kind of like the wrestling talk. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a big wrestling guy, and I get it when Bucho and I start talking MMA. I get that. I understand if you don't want to hear about that. Calum, YouTube didn't let me know you went live. Well, come on, YouTube. What's going on? Stop that. But welcome, Calum. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I've had a similar situation to where I actually had to go to a truck stop to take a shower. Don't recommend that to anyone. Prefer the cold shower all day long. Yeah, I haven't done that. I probably could have done that, actually. Because there's a Love's not too far from here. But yeah, probably, nah. I take like hour-long showers. Yeah, I'm just not a big, I don't know. I've never been a big shower guy or bath guy. I mean, I take them, but it's not like, oh, I want to stay in there forever. Oh, look, I'm wrinkled. No, I don't. No, get out of there. England football team never wins 50-50 games. F sports. Leon is a soccer supreme. I mean, I get it. He's into the football. The Americans call it soccer. Everybody else calls it football because we have our own football, but it's really like hand egg. I get it, and that's the thing. Why do you Americans call it the World Series? Because Americans always try to make themselves more important than they actually are. Haven't you figured that out by now? That's Americans. That's what we do. I'm surprised that we haven't changed it from Miss America to Miss Universe. Oh, that's right. There's actually a Miss Universe. Yeah, why do you call it Miss Universe? Why is it not Miss Earth? Yeah, moi and noir, 6 minutes in and out. I'm out in probably 10 minutes. Because honestly, this is part of the reason why it takes me so long to take a shower these days. All this crap. Blech. I noticed you sounded a little nasally in your Glass Onion review. Was going to call to check on you, but when I'm sick, screw the world pretty much. Yeah, and I've been sick. Seriously, it's been like this ever since I got back from Florida. I have days when I wake up and I feel like crap, and then days when, and that's again part of the reason why I'm like, Jay, please give me my own room so I can sleep, because I like I said, I have trouble sleeping in the best of times. But then you add all these other things on top of it, and then my sleep schedule gets messed up, and then because of my weak immune system, all of those things are, it's all a thing. It's all a thing, Hey. But yeah, I've been up and down for the last 2-3 weeks. It's been nuts. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to my comfort, so if I take a bath, it will be in a luxury hotel. Won't bathe in a Super 8 tub. I mean, no. Who's played the new God of War? Not this guy. And it's not because I don't want to. I haven't had the time. Because I want to be able to sit and actually take it in. And I still haven't played the 2018 God of War? Still haven't played it. It's in my library. Still haven't played it. And another reason why, enjoy your evening. Got to go see Grindhead Jim over on Twitch. Well, you do that, Jim. You do that. Thank you for popping in, though. Appreciate it. It's okay, Rob. It eats a lot of time. It really does. And no, I haven't played Elden Ring. See, here's the thing. I haven't bought Elden Ring yet. And because I still haven't played Cyberpunk, I still haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy. I still haven't played Alan Wake. There's a ton of games that I haven't played yet. Now, I will say this. When Tears of the Kingdom, is that what it's called? When Tears of the Kingdom comes out, oh, you better bet you bet your ass I'll be playing that one. In fact, I'll probably be streaming it, and I may be streaming that over on Twitch. But we'll see. I may stream it here. I may stream it over there. Don't know yet. Because the thing is, the thing is, I'm to be perfectly honest with you, I prefer Twitch's live stuff better than YouTube. I just do. It's always worked really, really well for me. And as a somebody who watches a lot of Twitch, I like it. I like the way that it works. The problem is, a lot of you guys didn't even know about me over there. So that's one of those things where it's like, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Sonic Frontiers Game of the Year. Is that, are you being like, are you serious? Or are you, because I mean, there's been a lot of talk that game has had some problems. But Sonic's never been my thing, so I was kidding. And Cosma, I know, Jeff, that you've been here, but welcome. I know I didn't actually say it, but welcome. Sometimes when taking a warm shower, I wonder what a back to tank feels like. Yeah, you have to be really, really nice. Really nice. Okay. So you're being serious. See, I don't know. I haven't played that many games this year, so I'm not even in the conversation. And Caleb said, I didn't like Elden Ring. I prefer Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Haven't played either one of those either. Because just watching it, I don't think that's a game for me. I think I'd get super frustrated and quit. Elden Ring looks like there's enough there that it might not piss me off as bad. But I know that there's still parts where it's like, oh, I played this boss for an hour and a half before I actually beat it. You know what I mean? I get it. It's just not my thing. Elden Ring's lore is fantastic, but that game requires hours of your time. Yeah. And like I said, there's so much stuff in front of it. I freaking told you about Florida before you went. You picked up the Floridian Creeping Crud. That place is good for Disney World, and that is just about it, unless you like eating gator. Well, I was there for the event in Fort Walton Beach. The really rad weekend with Jay. That was a lot of fun. But yeah. Wow, you are behind. Callisto Protocol comes out soon. See you in 5 years when you play them all. I know. But the thing is I know that I've never been that much of a gamer, you know? I just never have been. I've been more of a movie guy than a video game guy, period. Like at Blockbuster, Billy and Jay and Rufus and all the other guys, John. Well, John was more of a movie guy, I think, too. But I know he liked his video games, too. But I don't know, man. I was just more into movies. Always have been. Game of the Year is going to new God of War. That's what I've been hearing. And I watched Jacksepticeye play the first 2 hours of it. And I was like, wow, that's impressive. But Bloodborne 2 good, Pete Gaming Art. I know. I watched Jacksepticeye play through Bloodborne recently. Was it Bloodborne? I can't remember if it was Bloodborne or if it was I know I watched him play through Elden Ring. But yeah. I want to like Cuphead, but it pisses me off too much. That's exactly why I hadn't played it. I think it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game. It's beautiful. The way that everything works is just it's perfect. It's perfect. Not for me. Everyone keeps going on about Sonic Frontiers. Own it, and just haven't gotten to it. Yeah. Florida sort of based. Yeah. Have you played games based on movies like The Thing or Scarface? Never. Are you watching our comments? Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm here for. Diogiri Yedav. Yeah. I probably hated. I like completely destroyed your name, but I apologize. Or the Gators Eat You is Florida God's waiting room. You know, while I was there, I mean, again, we didn't get to see a whole lot, but I mean, it was like being on a beach, you know. It was there's some older people, but there was a lot of young people. So, hey, it was fun. It was fun. I'll say it. Until it got cold, and then it was like right next to the water. Ugh, terrible. Yeah. When you have written Black Friday, it's an Indian movie also. That movie was also really good. Black Friday. Okay. Okay. I don't think I have that one on my list. As I've said in my videos for that. Let me see. Wait, let me do this. Actually, I do. I do have it on my list. What do you know? I'll add a little check mark on there for like as a vote. I have like 450 Indian movies on my list. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to review them all. I'm keeping track of them so I can find out, okay, which are the most popular ones? Which are the ones that people actually, really want me to review? That's what I'm trying to do. But thank you for that. Sonic Frontiers overrated, let down for me. Bloodborne is okay. People love it though. Yeah, see, I mean, look, everybody's going to be like me. I've never been a Sonic guy because I've always been more of a Mario guy, Nintendo guy. In fact, every time I picked up any Sega console, I always felt like it felt spongy, like it didn't feel as responsive. And maybe it just because maybe the equipment I was using was terrible, like maybe they were just smashing their controller when they, you know what I mean? There's a whole lot of things problems with that. But I always considered Sega to be not quite as good as Nintendo. It's just Florida's awesome. I never saw any gators, but I wanted to. Too hot though. Yeah, see, we went when it was 70 something, and then it dropped into the 40s, and with the wind coming off the ocean, it was cold. It's very cold. Hearing very mixed things on the new Willow show. Will you watch it? Yes, I will. But yeah, we were actually going to talk about that too. Indian movies hit and miss for me. There's some awful Indian films. Oh, for sure. Oh, I mean, I think even Indian people will say that there are some bad Indian films, but there are some really, really good ones too. And that's what I'm trying to, because it's almost like, it's like being in Blockbuster and you go, yeah, drama, comedy, yeah, action, sci-fi. And then all of a sudden there's a brand new genre of movie to watch that you've never seen before. And you watch one and it's amazing. And you're like, holy crap. That's what it was like for me watching RRR. So, yeah, that's why I'm watching them. Mario Odyssey is peak Mario. I mean, yeah. Oof, good reasoning on your end, though. Wonder what you're talking about. Why and why? Because that's the problem. I'll say it. There's like a probably a 10-second, 5 to 10-second delay. And then you type your response, and then I've already moved on in my head. I'm already like, so anyway, the 40s, that's summer for us Brits. Well, right. But when you're used to the 70s and 80s, and then all of a sudden it drops down into the 40s, you have to acclimate yourself to it. It's just like right now, I think it's like 40 degrees, 40 something outside right now. And you go out there in your jacket and all that stuff, you're fine. You're fine. But when it was sunny and nice, and then all of a sudden it's not. Yee! You know what I mean? Been all games recently. I haven't seen any new movies pop out to me other than the new Nicolas Cage one. I know that one does look interesting. But let's get into pickups, shall we? I've been putting it off too long. Already almost an hour in. But you guys got me talking, and that's what happens. Let me take a little drink first. Texas is, in fact, hot as balls. What was it? Because in the UK, you guys do Celsius, right? So you're talking like 43 degrees, 44 degrees Celsius here. Gets hot. First up is not a Black Friday thing, okay? This is just, in fact, there's two things that are not Black Friday at all. They're just things that came in the last week. First up, finally got it. The Fall of Numenor. Now, if you're not a Tolkien guy, what this is, it's all about the Second Age. So you've heard of The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. That's all Third Age. This is what happened in the Second Age. And this thing is, it was perfectly packaged. I've had these come from the UK and they get damaged in transit. This one was absolutely perfect. And what this has is some Alan Lee art in there, and it is gorgeous. Let me get to. Yeah, see, I think that's Numenor. It's gorgeous stuff. Now, all of this stuff has been, I think it's Galadriel meeting with the dwarves in Khazad-dûm. But yeah, awesome stuff, just gorgeous. I'm very happy about this. Now, all this is, I didn't actually mention it. This is all of the stuff that's in here, in all these books about the Second Age, all in one place. So technically, there's nothing new in here. There's new commentary by Brian Sibley. He was on. It was kind of weird. I was watching some of the special features on the Lord of the Rings movies. They talk to Brian Sibley. Brian Sibley comments on some Tolkien stuff. So he's been a big, I guess, he's learned about Tolkien. So he put this together after, of course, Christopher Tolkien died a couple years ago. So this is kind of cool to have all in one place. It's awesome. So very excited to dig into that. But I've got a lot to go. Got a lot to go before I get there. Now, this next one is going to be, like I said, one of these things that not many people will care about. So this is just a mod with a tank on it. Okay? So what I got was a new tank to go on an older mod that I have. But look at the size difference. Oh, that's awesome. So basically the same concept, but they call it a side-by-side. But look at how small it is. But that's the tank that I got. And you might be saying, well, what's the big deal? What's the big deal with this tank? Well, number one, it fits on there and it looks like it's just awesome. I love it. But what's cool is, can you see? Yeah, you can see the little juice port there. Now, when you fill up on some of these tanks and you go to fill it up, what happens is the negative pressure pushes the liquid inside the chamber and it floods. So what happens is the liquid goes in and then it comes out these air holes and then it makes a mess and it sucks. But here, you can very easily, it's that way, close off the juice flow, and then on an even cooler thing, turn it over, keep turning it, and then bam, you have access to your build and your wicks. And the juice doesn't come out. It's awesome. It's an awesome design. And I've been waiting for this tank for a long time. I finally got it. Made in Greece. And see, when you put it back on, you just turn on the juice flow and you're good to go. The only problem is, and this mod is freaking awesome. I love this mod. But there you go. Good stuff. Anyway. So yeah, before we get into the stuff that I got, see what else we got. I drive my pickup every day, so I get in it every day. Ugh. And you're glad Retropalooza is in October and not July? That's right. Yeah. It does suck. We do the following well in the complain about the weather, queue up, drink nice tea. Exactly. Bucho hates hot balls. Okay, wait a minute. John says, received an early Christmas gift, Silver Revenger lightsaber, 12 different colors and different sound profiles, Mandalorian themed, freaking awesome. Sounds awesome. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see that. I was a little unfair to Florida. That is the state where I discovered the palmetto bug. Then I screamed like a 6-year-old little girl in front of my entire family, so maybe it's a little personal. Yeah, Vietnam type flashbacks. Where do you get this tank? You have to buy this. The only place that I found that you can buy that tank is from Atmazoo. So ATMIZOO, Atmazoo. The only company that they're the ones that make this, and it's called the tank is called the Tripod 2. But in fact, I put it on where the logo. There we go. You got to have the logo on the front, right? There you go. See, you can see the logo in there. Tripod 2. But yeah, very awesome. Now this mod I got from Russia. This mod I bought a couple of years ago, and it was expensive. It was very, very expensive. I'll just tell you that. If anybody's interested, yeah, join the Discord and we'll talk in the vaping group. But yeah, this stuff is crazy expensive. It's called the Horizon Evo. But yeah, just a little, and it's got these little things where you put your these little, see that little angle? Like that, and you hold it like that, and then this is a stay-at-home mod. This is not one that you take to the bar. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll either get stolen or you'll lose it. But yeah, it was from Russia 2 years ago. What can I say? Okay. But yeah, that's where this company was based, or is based. I'm sure they're still, I don't know. Actually, that's a great question. I haven't been to their website in a long time. And there's actually another Russian mod maker that makes like these insanely cool mech mods, which I think I've shown off before with like a mech mod where it looks almost like a lightsaber. You hold it like that. They make really, really cool ones. But I've never ponied up the dough for those just because I'm not big into mech mods, because you have to build a certain way and I don't like that kind of vaping. But anyway. Let's see. Do the different colors on a lightsaber indicate power levels? I don't think so. Mandalorian didn't have a lightsaber. That's true. Me and my sister-in-law are going to see the Barbie movie. She wants to see that dude in it, and I want to see Margot Robbie, so it's a win-win. Hey, I think that movie could be great. It could be really, really fun. It really could. In fact, let me hold on a second while we're sitting here talking, and I gotta, oh my gosh, another message. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Cool. Okay, never mind. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna see where they're actually based. Because here's the thing. YouTube does not like you doing anything about what do you call it? Vaping. Like no websites, no nothing. Let me just see. Okay, so they're still making stuff. Oh, okay. I think maybe I just had it wrong. Slovakia is where this is made. So, there you go. There you go. I was completely wrong. I seriously thought it was I thought it was Russian. Next thing you know, you'll be doing crocodile. I don't. The hilt is a Mandalorian helmet whose cheek plates go up the blade a little. Who wouldn't want to see Margot Robbie freaking hot? I mean, you're not wrong. But like I said, with Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie in it, it looks like it's gonna have a lot of fun with it, with the idea. I think it could be a lot of fun. And Carbonite, welcome. Sorry, yeah, didn't stream last night because I was not feeling well, but today I said, screw it, let's do it. Let's do the thing. Always be together in Carbonite dreams. But here are the other two things that I got from Black Friday sales. So, you guys may or may not know this or these movies, but they're referenced in one of my favorite movies, True Romance. At the beginning, Clarence and Alabama go to a triple feature: Street Fighter, Return to the Street Fighter, and Sister Street Fighter. I'd never seen them. I actually like Sonny Chiba. Like everything I've seen with Sonny Chiba, I was like, I like this guy. I want to see more of him. So I went ahead and bought the Street Fighter collection from Shout and Sister Street Fighter collection from Arrow. So these are, like I said, two collections that I haven't seen a single one. So completely blind buy, other than I saw them, I put them on my list, and I said, I've been watching a lot of martial arts movies. That's one thing that I have been doing, and it's just because I enjoy them, and they're like, I don't know, they're like comfort food. And especially being sick, I can just sit there and watch them, and I don't have to think too much. It's just, I love them. So when I saw these, I was like, I got to get them. I got to get them. They were on sale from Amazon. I went ahead and picked them up. Now, there is one more movie that I have not received yet that I got on this sale. And unfortunately, it's not here yet because that was Wraith. Not Wraith. That was Ricky, right? That you bought Police Story and you're waiting on it. I bought the Steelbook because it was on sale of Perfect Blue. Now, I'm waiting for Caleb to be very, very excited. I haven't received it yet. And now when you go and see this exact listing on Amazon, it says that it's going to be like a month before it gets here. Now, mine says that it's supposed to be here on Sunday, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, Rufus, welcome, Rufus. Good to see you, sir. I have Waking Life in my queue. I've got Babylon Berlin in my queue for Knights of Old. And I started watching 1899, and I don't know. I don't know about that one. So let's talk about a little bit now now, time out. If you guys got anything cool Black Friday, games, movies, whatever, electronics, hey, I got a new microwave. Whatever. If you got a good deal, let me know about it. I'm curious because there's something about all the, I don't know. I love deals. And there's times when I'm like, I want to buy something. And then I'm like, I can't justify that because of whatever reason. These I could justify because I'm excited to see these. And I'm just really excited about it. But I have those to watch. So I don't even know how many movies. So there's 3 of these. And this one's, okay, there's 4 movies on the Sister Street Fighter one. Then I have Infernal Affairs trilogy to watch. And I also have, again, I showed this earlier, the 2 police stories, which I don't know if I've seen those. I think I have, but I don't know. I've got so many movies to watch. Plus, all of the Shawscope movies that I haven't watched yet. And the rest of the Once Upon a Time in China, there's 4 more of those to watch. I watched the first one, and I'd already seen that one. Really enjoyed watching that one again. So yeah, it's yeah, man, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. There's a lot to watch. But Waking Life is in there. Like I said, I'm excited to get through. But one of the things that came out, and I had it on my list to talk about last night, the excitement about it. And then I woke up today and, well, I don't know, man. I've heard some things that kind of make me scared about this. I have always loved 1988 Willow, Ron Howard, Val Kilmer, Joanne Whalley, and of course, Warwick Davis. I love these movies, man. Willow was one of those. It was one of those movies. I was 12 years old when that movie came out. And it sparks the imagination. I love movies set in sort of a medieval kind of whatever. And this was one of them. I loved it. But I've heard from everybody so far, like, I haven't heard one good thing about Willow yet, which is scary. But I keep hearing that it's very meh. It's very just the same old thing. So I don't know. I'm a little bummed out to hear that. Of course, I always try to watch things with a completely open mind, because there are plenty of things that I love that a lot of people don't. You know, there are things about certain movies that I really like that other people don't. You know, so the first martial arts movie I watched was Cynthia Rothrock, Righting Wrongs, and the second was Sonny Chiba's Street Fighter movies. Okay, awesome, Phil. So I'm assuming you like those. Cynthia Rothrock's movies, and I mean, we're talking about that kind of mid '80s American style movies. I might lose some people here, but I've never been that big on the Chuck Norris movies. Just haven't. Those cheesy 80s movies, those action movies they've not been my thing. I like movies that I don't know. Something's lost in the 80s, in that mid 80s kind of, all the ninja stuff and American Ninja, and what's his name? Michael. I don't know, man. Yeah, for that time it was like, ooh, that's so cool, but man, come on. I'm just not into those kinds of movies. I like movies that are, and the weird thing is I know for a fact that logically I shouldn't like any of those cheesy martial arts movies where it's like it's literally like a dance. And a lot of them aren't terrific actors. Some of them are good. Some of them are really good. But then some of them are kind of like, this is cheesy and kind of dumb. But for some reason, I like them. I don't know. It's one of those things that doesn't make any sense. And I know it. I understand it. But yeah. I can list off everything Rob picked up, a few things film-wise. Get yourself in bed, rest up, and put those films on and enjoy. Awesome. I got the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection for $20 instead of $50. That's really all I did. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I still need to get. I just never did. I never did. I don't know. I just never got it. I've got the Shredder thing, Shredder's Revenge, but I don't have the other one yet. The Cowabunga collection yet. But that's definitely one I want, for sure. I'm pumped for Willow, trying to get access so I don't have to bootleg it. Exactly. And Rufus, thank you. And yeah.
Do memberships so we can gift them.
I got confused. Because I was like, when I started to go set them up, I'm like, what is all this? What are all these different levels and what's going on? So, and Rob Mortuary just subscribed. Thank you for the subscription. It's strange. But yeah, I need to, so I mean, look, should I just do one level? Like what is it, $2.99? Or should I do like, because I know that's what Twitch does, is they do the 3 levels, right? $4.99, $9.99, and $24.99. That seems way too much to me. But what do you, like, I don't even understand what you get when you're a member. Do you just get to use emotes, or do you get other things? Like, I don't know. And I need to look more into it. And I apologize. But thank you, Rufus, for that $5. Thank you. I appreciate that. Never a fan of Chuck Norris movies. Yeah, it's just not my thing. Loved Willow, but I thought the trailer didn't look good. See, I didn't think the first one looked good. The second one made me go, okay. But then I hear a lot of people say, so we'll see. TMNT games this year were amazing. They were. They released Shredder's Revenge was, and that was one that I was super excited about. Didn't finish it. I got 2 levels in and then got busy and then never went back. It's just one of those things. I'm telling you, I've been too busy. Film Pickup, Righting Wrongs, Eureka Limited Edition, Armor of God 2, Eureka Limited Edition, Shaw Brother Collection Volume 1, Police Story Trilogy 4K Collection. Let me check the other. I like her Hong Kong stuff, not the crap American direct she did after leaving Hong Kong. Exactly. I have 1 level. I'd buy that for $1. Guess how much it cost? For $1? Is that so you have just the 1 level then? Okay. Well, then maybe maybe I'll just do that. The what is it? The $2.99 or whatever. And I don't know. It feels like a weird thing. Does that mean that you guys like I know with Twitch, when you sign up for over there, it's actually subscribing, right? So they have follows and then subscribe. YouTube has subscribe and then memberships. So subscribes are free on YouTube, but memberships are extra. You actually pay. I don't know what the benefits are. I got to figure that out. I just ordered the anime Blu-ray. This MMORPG is shittier than my real life. It's actually very good and hilarious. Okay. You should have more than 1 level. It hurts me. It went from 55 to 30. Okay. So you're saying more than 1 level. Okay. Well, we'll yeah. I'll try to look into it. And the other thing too is I got to figure out what the benefits, the extra benefits are, which is also why I'm not in the position right now to do like a Patreon or anything like that. Number one, I don't think anybody would do it. Nobody cares that much about me. That's fine. I just want to get on here and do my thing and not have to worry about anybody paying and all that kind of stuff. It's just, let's just do the thing. But it would be nice if somebody did want to. You know what I'm saying? It's such a weird thing. It still feels weird to me. But at the same time, if you guys get something, if there's something that, we could do that could be fun and everybody gets something out of it that wants to do it and all that kind of stuff, that'd be cool. Bullet Train, got that one. Elvis movie, haven't seen that one. Black Phone and Street Fighter Sonny Chiba limited edition collection. Interesting. And see, this one is, that's from Shout. It'll be interesting to get through those and see if they're exactly what I think they're going to be. And I think they're going to be fun. I think those are going to be really fun. I still haven't seen Elvis yet. Black Phone's awesome. Closing up, be right back. Ricky, you take your time. You do your thing. Okay? You do your thing. But back to this. I haven't seen it yet. You will like them. Awesome. I'm excited. But yeah, in fact, we're gonna have to do this. Okay, it's the hair is bothering me. But yeah, I'm still gonna watch Willow, and I'm gonna try to watch it with an open mind and try not to take all of the negative feedback I've heard so far to heart and just judge it on its own merit, you know? And also with the knowledge that there's what, 8 episodes total? So, and they released the first two. So there's it's a thing, you know? It's just like honestly, the first 3 episodes of Andor, the first two, I was like this is pretty this is but that third episode really kicked in for me. And then I was on board all the way out, you know? Andor was one of those that it just really worked for me. And I know that there's people that it didn't work for, but for me, it really worked for me. This one, I'm hoping that I'm hoping that it's I'm hoping that it's good. Not Gary, welcome, sir. How's it going, everyone? I'm doing better. I have been sick on and off. Hopefully I'm on the tail end of this crap. Because man, it sucks. But it's good to see you. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. So my old TV I gave to my dad. I think I told you that, right? Well, Vicky is his girlfriend, right? Vicky's daughter gave him access to Prime, Hulu, and Disney Plus. He's got all of them now. So he's like really excited. There's so much stuff for him to watch. Uh uh I can okay. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Willow came out today, I think. Yeah, this morning. So for me, it came out at 2 a.m. My time, Central Time. Um, so yeah, it's out. It's just out now. The first 2 episodes, and it'll come out every Wednesday, the same time that Andor did. So yeah. Think I'm gonna cancel Disney Plus, keep it just for Andor. I mean, that's a thing. And honestly, for a lot of people, I don't understand, or I could see completely when somebody says, "Okay, Amazon Prime, I get it, right?" I mean, a lot of us use Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand people keeping that, but Disney Plus going month to month, HBO Max going month to month, Paramount Plus, I don't know if you can. That one's a tough one right now. There's not a whole lot for me to watch on there. Um, Hulu, I can see that month to month. There's a lot of them that are like that. So yeah. Uh, Let me go off of Willow because we're going to talk about all the things that we're watching right now, including 1899. Um, so Phil, yeah, you liked Andor? And has there been any talk 1899 talk lately? I just finished it tonight. I'll just say this. And I'm about where Carbonite Dreams is. He says he's on episode 4 of 1899, slowly working my way through. I got to episode 3 and was like, my, again, it's part of the reason why I haven't watched any more of Babylon Berlin, which is Knights of Old, their recommendation. It's the reason why I haven't watched Waking Life yet. I got to be able to concentrate. And 1899 was just, it was like, I can't, it's like my head just, it's like my brain just doesn't want to work when my head was like that, you know, all stuffy and, you know, you feel like crap. You want to watch something you know. And so I'd been watching, like I said, I watched all the Lord of the Rings movies because I know those movies backwards and forwards. Because I know the stories backwards and forwards. Um, and then started watching 1899 and it was just like it's too much for me right now. There's a lot going on. Yeah, and let's try to keep spoilers out of the talk here. Um, but yeah, it feels slow, but I don't know if it's because I've been sick and trying to understand it all, or if it's actually kind of slow. So not Gary, without spoilers, you said you're surprisingly happy with 1899. Very glad I took the time to check it out. Look, I loved Dark. If you haven't seen Dark, it's a German show, sci-fi kind of show. It's a crazy show. I'll just say that. Even saying sci-fi, it doesn't even come close to. That's a genre-less kind of show because there's a lot of drama in it, but that show is nuts. And I think there's 3 seasons of that on Netflix, and it's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I loved Dark. So I was really, really excited about 1899. Honestly, I have all the old shows downloaded and all the movies on VHS. Wait, are you talking about all the old shows downloaded? Rufus, I think you were talking about something else? No spoilers in 1899. Okay, yeah. It's a slow burn, so well spotted. Okay. So I'm still in it. I just hadn't finished it. And I kind of like it very slow. Dark was so good. This was not Dark. It was its own thing in a very great way. If you like Dark, you'll like this. Okay. Oh, referring to Disney Plus. Gotcha. Gotcha. And that's a thing too, is that for those people who don't have a huge movie collection, Disney Plus in particular is a great value, because you've got so many different movies from so many different time periods that you can dig into, like some of the old like classic Disney animation, classic Disney movies, regular movies. Some of those are really good. Um, you could what is it? The computer wore tennis shoes. Uh, young Kurt Russell in that movie. I remember watching that on the Disney Channel back then. But then like all the old Mickey Mouse cartoons and the old Donald Duck cartoons and the Goofy cartoons, those are great. Those are great. And then you've got all the Pixar stuff and you've got the Star Wars stuff and the Marvel stuff. It's like for some people that don't have a huge movie collection, it's like it's almost overwhelming how much stuff there is to watch. So I get it when someone says that, hey, I'm a fan of Disney Plus. I totally get it. But then I also understand if you have a huge collection, like I do, don't necessarily need it. I don't honestly need Disney Plus. But my wife and I both like the shows, so we're keeping it. So I get it. I'm sad and have a huge movie collection. If you named a movie, probably have it. I'm looking over there and all I can see are Ridley Scott movies. A lot of Ridley Scott. V for Vendetta. Caleb, gotta go get. Oh wow, I gotta get going. Y'all work stuff popping up. Have a good one, Robin chat. Caleb, have a good one, sir. Good to see you, and I will let you know when I get Perfect Blue. You better believe it, because I know you're excited. You're wanting me to watch these movies, and you know what? I get a lot of recommendations. And I want to try to watch them. Of course, original Alien, right? I mean, come on. There's a lot of them you probably have. I would love to see older cartoons like Looney Tunes and Popeye in 4K. Popeye, I don't know about. I don't know who owns that, but Looney Tunes, aren't they doing that? Didn't they release a bunch of them in 4K recently? Or was that just Blu-ray? I can't remember. Have that in all Ridley's movies and his late brother. I know, Tony Scott, man. It just bums me out because that guy was good. That guy was good. He was more of a mainstream kind of director than Ridley. At least in my eyes. His were definitely more of a mainstream kind of feel. But man, such a good director. And he had that same kind of eye, but at a different energy. And it was a unique thing. You know, especially when you watch True Romance. I don't think Ridley couldn't have made that movie the same way. It would have been a completely different feel, and it just wouldn't. I don't think it would have had the same impact. Just like it's written by Quentin Tarantino, but if Tarantino directed it, it would have been completely different. I love Tony Scott's take on so many movies and the way that things are shot. And that's one of the things that I don't think a lot of people picked up on some of the got like a hair or something in my, but they didn't pick up on the nods to Tony Scott in Top Gun Maverick. There are shots that are totally top Tony Scott level shots. And then there are some where I'm like, you're trying to be Tony, but you didn't quite get there. But it's okay. I think it's cool that you tried it, you know, Joseph Kaczynski. I get that you tried to get a Tony Scott type shot. Didn't quite get the same impact, but I like that you did it. And I noticed that, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. True Romance, Top Gun. I mean, seriously, think about all the movies that Tony Scott made. He had a pretty prolific career himself. Uh, Days of Thunder, Enemy of the State. Of course, I watched The Hunger for the first time. That one was good. I still haven't seen Revenge. That's one of them that's on my list, and I hear that it's really good. I really enjoyed The Hunger. There are parts of it that I was like, okay, but yeah, yeah. I will say it. I love Top Gun Maverick. That works because of Tom Cruise. Well, I mean, Top Gun Maverick is just one of those movies where there are things, even if you haven't seen it, there are things that you could see that you could just think of, okay, Top Gun, if you knew anything about military, it was like, okay, the F-14 Tomcat, right? But now the Navy's moved to the F-18. So yeah, there's F-18, and then you've got, it's like there are things that you could imagine that could happen, and they happen. And you could see them. I mean, seriously, there are things that happen that I should have seen coming a mile away, didn't, and was still, you son of a bitch, you did it. I can't believe you did it, and I can't believe I didn't see it coming, but I'm glad you did it because it put a smile on my face and it just made me feel good, you know? And that's a movie it's pure, just flat out entertainment. It's not trying to be anything other than a good time. A good time at the movies. I mean, that's what Tom Cruise was trying to say this whole time. It's like, no, I'm not putting it on Paramount Plus. Are you no. This is a movie for the theaters. I don't need to see pictures of your sister. Okay? Just saying it. Just saying it. Don't need them. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. And it's not like I have like a ton of viewers in here. I mean, I don't get it. I feel like this point, the build up, not sure you will like Waking Life. Dude, if there's one person that you know that is really, really good, not perfect, but really, really good at separating like build up for when you watch a show or a movie, it's this guy. I have practiced at it. I'm not perfect, like I said, but I gotta say, I'm one of those that I'm probably pretty good at separating any kind of build up or expectation from when I actually watch a show. So don't you worry, Rufus. I will give it the attention that it deserves, and I will let you know. Yeah. Maybe it senses all the masculinity gathered in one place. It's probably true. It's such a weird thing. I've never really thought that I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because there's not a whole lot of, or at least I haven't met any like uber movie nerds that are female. I mean, they're obviously welcome here, but yeah. Also, Top Gun Maverick re-releasing in cinemas for 1 week in December here in the UK, at least. Not sure about US. It is. I heard about that too. I mean, I was going to talk about it, but then I was like, well, you know, with all the things that all the important things like a new tank to talk about tonight. Come on. Most females that I know love horror cinema. See, I have I only know of one female in my sphere, right? Of whatever people I know that really like horror movies. Everybody else is kind of like they're like no, no. I can't watch that. April's one of those that she doesn't like them. She can't stand them. She will not watch any horror movies. She'll see the trailer and she'll be like, "Nope, there is so much nope in that trailer. Nope." Now, the movie Nope, she wants to see. Even though it's kind of it's right on that edge, right? I haven't seen it yet. So don't tell me about anything about Nope. But I mean, his previous movies definitely have kind of a horror kind of feel to them. I'm cheap waiting for Paramount Plus to stream Maverick. Hey, I get it. I totally get it. But Maverick is awesome in the theater. I mean, the bigger the screen, the louder the sound system that you can watch that thing on. I'm telling you, the movie is great. It really is good. We watched it again. Like I said, that was one of the first movies we watched, or scenes we watched to test it out, because I heard the 4K is like, oh my God. And I gotta say, like, that's one of those moments where I was like, I'm sitting here watching the Apple TV version, not the 4K disc, and I'm sitting there going, this looks awesome. It looks great. So I don't know. My wife and I love horror stuff. It's great. Yeah, see, it just depends, you know? It just depends. For me, I just like good movies. The one thing that, like, if you watch a movie and you go, it's a bit cheesy, chances are I probably won't like it. You know? I'm not a big fan of slasher movies, because slasher movies in general now, I'm sure there are exceptions to the rule, but most of the time I'll watch a slasher movie and I go, that's not for me. Not for me. Yeah, Phil. Come on, Carbonite. Treat yourself to see it on the big screen. Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. That's a good one to see in the theater. Loud. Finally saw Smile, thought it was great. See, I've heard about Smile, but that's one of those where that's right on the edge to me. Could be wrong. But that doesn't seem like that would be too out there, you know, horror-wise, but who knows? And yeah, Carbonite, it is coming back out for sure. That's something that's already been confirmed. Top Gun Maverick back in theaters. Yep. Skip the ad. We don't need the ad. Oh my gosh. Yep, look at this. Bam. It's going back into select theaters this Friday, December 2nd, on premium large format screens and IMAX for a 2-week run. So, yeah, you could see it in IMAX, and that could be even better. I'm personally not a huge fan of IMAX. I'm just not. Even though there are a ton of people that will say, oh my God, I saw Dune in IMAX and it was life-changing or whatever. And I'm like, my biggest problem is that in general, this is better than this. This is not a comfortable thing to do when you're watching a movie. This is not bad, but this. And the last movie I saw in IMAX was Attack of the Clones. And what they did is that they basically did the pan and scan of that, blew it up. And so you had a 4:3, basically a 4:3 image. And I'm sitting there looking at Natalie Portman's pores. Her face is like right here. And I was constantly like putting my head back, because I was like, I can't see everything. And then when it got to the 24 frames per second, especially in those sweeping shots toward the end, you know, during the battle scenes, it actually hurt my head. So IMAX is a weird thing, but Sit at the back, Rob, always if you can. Well, there you go. See? There you go. Now, give me just a second. I'm just going to blow my nose real quick. I'm one of those that I don't like hearing it when I'm on watching a stream. So I'm going to mute myself so I can blow my nose real quick. Okay? So be right back. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Can't stand it. I can't stand hearing that. But I probably actually sound better because now my nose isn't. Yeah, my nose is still kind of clogged up. Uh, Blade Runner 2049 in the theater was amazing. Yes, 2049 is so good. Denis Villeneuve is he's one of those. He's one of those directors I want to watch, I constantly want to watch anything he wants to do. I watched Bones and All at the cinema, kind of effed up. Bones and All, that's the one with Timothée Chalamet, right? And the only reason I know of that movie is because Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the soundtrack. And I heard one track and I'm like, okay, I want to see the movie now, because a lot of times I don't like listening to soundtracks or scores before I see the movie, because a lot of that music is in context with what's going on screen, you know? So like, even like people are saying, oh my God, you got to listen to the God of War Ragnarok soundtrack. I'm like, no, that's part of the experience of playing the game. I want to experience it that way. I don't want to experience it just listening to the music. I did the same thing with Rings of Power. It's just one of those things for me, I guess. And by the way, both of those Bear McCreary did. God of War Ragnarok and Rings of Power. Anyway. Best film last 10 years? I mean, I don't disagree. It's a good one. Man, I love that movie. That's one that I want to see. I don't have the 4K of that one. I have there's a kind of a special edition Blade Runner 1 that I'm getting. I need to pick up 2049 on 4K. If nothing else, just to have it. God, my nose, man. Cheesy movies, how about Deathstalker 2? I haven't heard of that one. Don't they have 8K? Has anyone seen the difference? I saw an 8K display, but I don't know if I was watching 8K or not. And it's just like anything new, there's not a whole lot of, like, you could go out and buy an 8K capable TV today, but you won't get the benefit of it because there's not a whole lot of 8K content, So that's always a thing to think about. But no, I don't think I've ever seen 8K. You saw Interstellar at IMAX. Original soundtrack really carried the film. I've only seen that movie once, and I own it because it was part of that Christopher Nolan collection, which is pretty great. I need to watch that one again. Not driving an hour into the city for an IMAX though. No, I get that. But like me, I have when it says large format screens, Cinemark in particular, their what do they call their large format theaters? Anyway, Cinemark has a larger screen. In fact, most of the major chains have it's our large format. It's on our big screen, and you can see so much more or whatever. It's just a big screen. They'll probably be playing Top Gun Maverick at my local Cinemark. I point this way, but there's one there too. I'm lucky. I'm within a bunch of theaters right here. The only problem is any of the like for example, that Indian movie that I went and saw, I had to drive to freaking Grapevine. Yeah, I had to drive to Grapevine, which took me about 35 minutes. Sucks. But anyway. Remember seeing Spider-Man 3 sitting in the front row because every other seat was sold out. It was not comfortable. I hate that. I hate that. In fact, that's part of the reason why during midnight shows, I was always, if we were going to do a midnight thing, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm getting off early so I can go up there at 9 p.m. and sit there and wait. You guys get there when you can, to relieve me so I can go take a pee. But that actually became part of the experience. But it also guaranteed that you were going to get a good seat. You didn't have to sit at the front. I'm sorry, I'm scratching my ankle. I ordered way too many Force action lightsabers from 2006. Recently or like in general? Trenton Atticus Too Good, best original soundtrack duo. Gone Girl original soundtrack I have on vinyl. That's it, Rob. The film in non-spoiler terms is about people who like eating other people. Our two leads embark on a long road trip. Whoa, okay. Interesting. DLP. No, it's not. You were talking about the large format. DLP is kind of an outdated technology, though. Or now. I want to say it's like Cinemark DX or something. In fact, I could probably just look it up, couldn't I? XD. It's XD. The XD theaters. So, like, for example, let me, well, how do I, yeah. So, like, here on Cinemark's website, it's got the, you can get Avatar, Black Panther is going to be in the XD, and then that Violent Night with that guy, Hopper, as Santa. Yeah. So those are going to be in XD. So I would guess that they, you know what? That's actually kind of interesting because they don't have that. They don't have it listed. But it just got announced today, so I'm wondering if it's just not updated yet. Let me see Top Gun. Oh, they do have it. They do have it on here. So browser. So Cinemark. Yeah, see, they're gonna have it in all the Cinemarks near me. So Carbonite, just a thought, man. Just a thought. You want to see it. XD is the Cinemark. Now, like I said, AMC kind of has their own name for it, and I'm sure Regal has one. I don't have Regals around me. It's not. It's I guess it's just because in Texas we don't have a lot of Regal. But yeah, I had to see Magnus. Welcome. I had to see Lord of the Rings front row because everything was sold out. Yeah, and that's another one where we got there really early for those. That was what, 2001, 2002, 2003? Yeah, that was in the days when we would go to like all the big movies at midnight, all of them. Because it was always the most fun. Because those were like people that were movie dorks. Anybody who's willing to spend a 6-hour period sitting in a line and then watching a movie, that's, yeah. I had a nightmare that I was participating in the Squid Games with a giant eyeball in the sky staring down at me. I was too afraid to move. That is pretty weird, I gotta say. How much money do you think Avatar 2 will end up making? There's been a lot of talk about that. And that's one of those weird things where as somebody who's interested in the industry and all that kind of stuff, I don't typically care. I don't typically care how much money a movie will make, other than when, especially in this case, James Cameron just finished all the stuff for Avatar 3 and is ready to go into post, and he's waiting to see how Avatar 2 does before he goes into post. because I assume he's going to be spending some more money. There was a thing that came out recently where he said that, like in order for it to be profitable, Avatar 2 needs to be like one of the top movies of all time, like in the top 3. And what that basically came, at least to me, to mean is that it needs to make, and this is something, oh my God, you guys. Don't need to find love. Don't need it. Get out of here. Thank you, Carbonite. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. But I mean, I can't. It's going to be really interesting, because if it is the kind of event that the first movie became, it could be insane, and we could be looking at 1.5, 2 billion worldwide kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it could end up being one of the most profitable movies of all time. Period. I don't know. It's hard to say. I haven't seen the movie. All I know is that he's been making movies since 1984. Actually, before that, technically, right? Because he wrote Piranha 2. But yeah, he's been making movies a long time, and guess what? I like every single one of them. There's not a James Cameron movie I dislike. So it's hard for me to root against him. But it's also been 13 years since the last Avatar movie. So it's a weird proposition here. If he can deliver the same kind of experience that the first movie did, all the monies. But I've also heard, which is really disturbing to me, and I know I'm taking a second on Avatar. I apologize. But one of the things that kind of scares me about Avatar 2 is that a lot of people have been talking about the high frame rate. And I don't know if you guys watched The Hobbit. When that came out in high frame rate, it was kind of a big deal. Everybody was like, oh my God, it's 48 frames per second. And it made everything look like a soap opera, kind of like the interpolation crap that's on mini TVs, and you kind of have to go in there and turn that off. That's one of the things that kind of scares me, is would it be better for me to see it the way that he intended, and then just like The Hobbit, go and watch it again at 24 frames per second in a regular theater? Because that's what I did with The Hobbit, and I enjoyed it a lot more. In fact, watched it that way for the first, there was 3 Hobbit movies, right? I watched it that way for the first one, and then the second and third one, I made sure not to watch it in that. Just said, screw the 48 FPS. I don't like it. So I'll say over $50 at this point, basically. Wraith. Excuse me. Ow. Yeah, I don't know. Violent Night, Santa Does Die Hard. Yeah, that could be really fun, that movie. I mean, the Fat Man movie with Mel Gibson, that was a fun movie. So, you'll see Avatar 2 on opening night with 3D IMAX. Tickets are already booked, see? And you know what? I'll be there opening night too, because I want to see that movie. Best recent film watched. Well, I'll say this. My top 3, as of right now, I still have some movies to catch up on, but my top 3 movies of this year. Number 1, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, come on. Really? Yes. RRR is number 1 right now. It is my number 1. It came out of nowhere and blew me freaking away. Number 2, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Just a beautiful movie. If you haven't seen it yet, trust me, get it when it's on sale. I think it was on sale for $10 during Black Friday, 4K. Seriously, watch that movie. It is amazing. It really is just like, I can't believe I'm watching this and I can't believe how much of a good time I'm having. And then the third movie is Top Gun Maverick. I'm not big on a lot of these Oscar bait type things. I'll probably end up watching some of them, but they usually don't make it in my top movies of the year. You know what I mean? Just not my thing. Don't eat cheese before bed. Those dreams will stop. After dark, put the kids to bed. I wouldn't be surprised if Avatar 3 doesn't break even. I'm pretty sure look, I would not be surprised if domestically, not worldwide, I would not be surprised if Avatar 2 made $1 billion. And it beat. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up, because the whole thing, right, is that Top Gun Maverick was released in the middle of the year, and it made what? I don't remember what the domestic was, but it's his top grossing movie in America, right? Ever. Which is super proud of Tom Cruise for that. I mean, he pushed for the theatrical release. He got it, and it paid off. And I'm so happy for him because I love the theaters too. I would not be surprised if Avatar 2 ends up beating Top Gun Maverick. Wouldn't be surprised at all. What would surprise me is if I go into that movie and I don't like it. Because again, James Cameron's been making movies for almost 40 years. And I've loved every single one of them. In fact, I own every single one of those movies. Every single one of his movies. I own them. I love them. It's a weird one, man. It's a weird one. I have to drive 2 hours to the IMAX. It'll be worth it. I mean, I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for. James freaking Cameron's going to be good. If he's considering others after 2, he's got some killer ideas up his sleeve. I read a thing today where he's already got ideas up to 7. I'm like, dude, wait till the second one comes out, dude. Just chill. Yeah. Throw those ideas at your production team, at the studio. The studio would be pleased as punch to hear those kinds of things. But don't tell people that you already have plans for 7 of them. Holy crap. So who knows? Thought The Abyss was boring, but technically it was a good film. Audiences just have to get used to it. We can't be Luddites stuck in 410 ration. I'm not sure what that one was for. 2 hours to the IMAX. Do you live at the top of the mountain? Well, the closest IMAX screen to me is about an hour away. So, I mean, I can understand it. And I live in Dallas, Fort Worth, but I still have to drive about an hour. I still say Cameron should helm the Green Lantern movies. He's excellent at world building. Yeah, but man, I just don't. But what's the 4:10 ratio? Magnus, I'm not sure what that means. But Wraith, part of it's such a weird thing because as I've gotten older and I've started to watch as some of my favorite directors have gotten older, it's like, oh man, it would be so awesome if 4:10 is the Zack Snyder Justice League ratio you hate. Yeah, F that ratio. No. I'm sorry. That is not. There's a reason why that. In fact, there's an article that I actually bookmarked because I wanted to talk about it. And there's a comment on it that's absolutely perfect for this thing. Like, for example, Dune. This guy was talking about how Dune was such an amazing experience in IMAX, and it's a shame that they don't release the full ratio IMAX ratio on Blu-ray or whatever. Nick, what's going on? How's it going? Echo Base Network in the house. Thank you again, Nick, for introducing me to Robert Meyer Burnett. It's awesome. It was so awesome. But he's basically saying that, oh man, it's just a shame that there's so much information being shown. Really? Yeah, some of those actually the image looks interesting. But when you get home, that doesn't make sense. And that Denis Villeneuve did not film the movie with 410 in mind. He filmed the movie to release in major theaters, regular theaters. The IMAX is a special situation. Again, when you're watching the IMAX movie, how often are you looking up like this and doing this? Are you doing this the entire movie? Because you're going to get tired. You do this. That's why scope is my favorite aspect ratio. Now, I'm all fine with opening up the mat, right? Because that's what they did for Dune. They open up the top and bottom part of the screen, but the actual movie is taking place here. And that's what he filmed it for. Same reason why, Stanley Kubrick did the same thing. He would release the movies in widescreen format, 16:9 or scope or whatever, but he also filmed it so that when it comes to TV, you can open up those mats and you don't have to recrop or anything like that. You don't have to do the pan and scan crap. You just have a full image. Anyway, there you go. I'm just saying. 410 is poop. And there's nothing in the Justice League movie, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, that benefited from having a square image. Especially since none of that was ever shown in an IMAX theater. If you were going to release it theatrically, only in IMAX theaters, great. 410, do it. But then when you release it on home video, you make it for home video, man. How much integral information was on the top and bottom of that frame? This much. I'm sitting there the whole time going, why didn't I just zoom in on this? It's ridiculous. But anyway. Wait a minute. Let's see, I'll just say this. I have a very, very, very strong. Yeah, I have opinions on that. There's nothing in the world that's gonna make me think that this is better than this. And plus, you don't do that. But having to look up and look down all the time, and in an IMAX screen where it's actually closer up to you, you're actually doing these large motions. Do you want important information to be missed because because you're doing that? Okay, let me ask you this. I'm trying to think. All I know is that in your typical everyday life, you're seeing things more in a wide frame. How often do you actually look up and down? Most of the time you're looking side to side. It's a natural motion. You're not doing a whole lot of looking up and looking down. Okay? Unless you're looking at your phone. Look, I don't know how to explain it, but to me it's a natural thing because your natural view is wide, not square. And you can say, oh, well, it's proven fact that people learn better vertically, not horizontal. That's why old Mac monitors were horizontal. Okay, well, how many of them are there now? Number one. Number two, oh, well, why is it paper like this or what? I mean, you can sit there all day long, but I'm sorry. You're never going to get me to agree that a wide format movie is exactly, a square 410 ratio is preferable to 16:9 or 2:35:1 scope. You're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. There's no reason. And Zack Snyder did it because he thought he was going to be, I'm auteur and I'm cool and I'm going to do it. Of course, he probably said, yeah, I'm going to release this in IMAX theaters. Yeah, sure, fine. But when you release it at home, Oh, and I'm gonna make it black and white for no. Okay, dude, you're just go away, go away, go away, go away with that. Look, I'm sorry, but I have strong feelings on that one. Okay, if I need to pull up the thing that I was talking about because it was like, oh, dude, this comment was perfect. Anyway, uh, let's see, Kevin Spacey and Brian Cox are my favorite actors. Okay, I like Brian Cox. Kevin Spacey was, yeah, he was good. Yeah, and Kevin Spacey's been cast in a movie over in the UK. Yeah. Uh, let's see. Wait. It's in fact, yeah. Glad they dropped the new Nolan movie about the atomic bomb dude coming out back end of next year. Yeah, I'm exactly. I mean, I'm very Oppenheimer looks awesome. Rob, are you watching Willie? Heard it was trash, but have not watched it yet. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I have not watched it yet. For entertainment, widescreen is better. For reading text, horizontal is better. I'll agree with that. But guess what? I hold my iPad vertical, or I mean horizontal. This way. Wait, horizontal, not vertical. Vertical? How? At least that's what. Also, Tool is one of your favorite all-time bands, dude. I got to see. This is where I got this shirt. Um, was at. I've been a fan of Tool, really, not all time. Like I didn't know of them back in the is it Opiate? The first album? Didn't know of them. I learned of them from Einema and then became a fan and got to see them live, literal feet away from Adam Jones. That doesn't sound right. Is that his name? Anyway, I was very, very close to the man. It was awesome. It was amazing. But yeah. Can anyone confirm there was a movie with Jason Statham, Aubrey Plaza, which was like an action comedy trailer, showed a bunch, and then it vanished, no word, or did I dream it? I'm not sure. Yeah, widescreen ratio is best for cinematography. Yes, Adam Jones. He worked in Hollywood on T2 and Jurassic Park. Yes. Sitting there right, and it's I'm telling you, with how much that music is just awesome. It's so it's so damn silly that he just stands there and he just plays these awesome things, and he barely moves, and it's so weird to watch. But man, it's awesome. It was so good. That concert was amazing. Maynard stopped and said, "Yes, I am God." I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised. Maynard's chilled out a lot lately, though. You notice that? He really has. But what else are you guys watching? I mean, I know we kind of briefly talked about Willow in 1899, which again, haven't I'm only a few episodes in. But like, has anyone seen Wednesday yet? Wednesday is apparently like freaking like really good, or there's just like a lot of people watching it. I heard that was great. I haven't watched it yet. Has anybody watched Tulsa King? Because apparently today season 2 was greenlit. Just curious. And again, I have on there watching 1899, haven't finished. Babylon Berlin, haven't finished. You've watched Sofa King? Okay. Watched a film called Bullet in the Head by John Woo. It was amazing. I don't know if I've seen that one. It sounds familiar. I have a magic computer right here. I can just look up anything I want, can't I? I can. I can. Bullet in the Head. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I've seen it, but I know of it. Good old Tony Leung. Saw first episode of Wednesday and 2 episodes of Tulsa King. Wednesday's okay. I do like Tulsa King. Yeah, and like I said, season 2's already been greenlit, so I guess that's a good thing. And the trailer for 1923, which is the another Yellowstone kind of not spinoff, but I guess a backstory, like 1883. But yeah, that trailer looks awesome too. Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. Hell yeah. That looks good. That looks good. Okay? It looks good. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Just got into Jack Ryan and I was hooked after episode 1. Is there a new Jack Ryan series? Or is it just the new season? The new season. Okay. John Krasinski, right? I watched the first season and never went back. It was fine. But you're saying season 3 is awesome, huh? There it is. Oh. Okay. So are you watching it in preparation for season 3? Or do you have somehow a code for season 3? So I didn't even it says season 3 comes out December 21st, and I didn't realize that. I liked it. I liked Jack Ryan, but I never went back after the first season. Did I ever watch Cowboy Bebop? Yes, it's awesome. In fact, I watched it dubbed because I had purchased it a while back on iTunes and it was only dubbed. And I started watching it and I'm like, I'm not big into this. And then Bucho, good old Bucho, told me you got to watch it subtitled. And I watched it subtitled and I loved it. So, yeah. It's good. Watch Lust Caution makes Basic Instinct sex scenes look tame. Yes. I think they did it. We'll do some research. I've heard that yes, that was a thing. In Lust Caution, there was some actual sex in that movie. I need to keep watching Terminal List. Love the first episode. I never watched Terminal List. Oh my God, you people. 69 mega F off, man. God. Tulsa King's great. Season 3 is out December. Yep. Terminal List is pretty good. Yeah, see, I never watched it. Never watched it. I will say, I wasn't ready, Rob, went in blind. Yeah, I never saw it, but it's one of those that popped up somewhere that somebody was talking about it. And they're like, I think it was on the movies subreddit. I spent a lot of time on Reddit. Just say. 69 mega heard about Lust Caution was all. Yeah, pretty much. Japanese dubs on anime. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's weird, man, because that's how I watched a lot of those cartoons earlier, when I was younger. They were all dubbed. And I enjoyed them. But no, it's not the same now. It's not the same now. I will say I did watch this. And did y'all like it? Did y'all watch this? Yes. Bill, that's what I've heard. I've heard that it's definitely sweaty bonking. That's funny. But no, I watched this and you know what? It was kind of like Glass Onion for me, where the first 10 to 15% of the movie, Glass Onion, I was kind of like, this isn't great. And then things start happening and I lose it and I just enjoy myself. That's how this one was for me. The holiday special is really, really good. It's so much better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be crap, but it was really, really good. And actually tugs at the heartstrings. I'm just going to say that. If you haven't seen it, and if you're a fan of the Guardians movies, really should check it out because it was really a good time. I was gonna do a separate review on it, but I don't know. I don't know if it needs one. I don't know other than what I just said. I don't know what else I'd say in the review. Because this is definitely one of those where I didn't see any of the trailers. You know, the little hey, this is coming out. I knew it was coming out. That's all I cared about, and then went in pretty much blind watching it, and was like, yeah, this was really really fun. So I recommend it if you hadn't seen it. I'll say that. Now, I gotta say, I'm starting to. I can feel my voice starting to go. Okay. Um. So, f off 69 mega. Get out of here. Why does this not work when I report them? Because I know you guys are reporting them too. Why? Why can they just continue to do that? I don't get it. The only time I see Japanese anime is if it's only in Japanese, and and you hate it while watching. Did you ever play Xenogears on PS1? I didn't care for it. I never played any of the Xeno. I played Xenoblade Chronicles on my Switch, the first one, the definitive edition, for about an hour, and I haven't gone back. And it's not because I didn't care for it. It's just because I didn't have time for it. So no, I haven't. Yeah, I think it's actually better. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know if I enjoyed it more than Guardians 2. I've only seen Guardians 2 like 2 times. But Disney specials have been great. Werewolf by Night was awesome, and I still need to see that. I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, I cry for help. I need to go make love to my wife anyway, so if you want to wrap up. Well, I want to just throw out a couple things. First off, I don't know if you guys, I didn't know about this until it was actually John Campy's show brought it up. CCXP, which is a basically like a Comic-Con for Brazil, and that is coming on now, like right now. That's starting, well, this weekend. So it starts tomorrow, I think, and then it goes through Sunday. We may be seeing some news pop out of the CCXP. This is like every year it seems to get larger and larger. And so we might be seeing some DC, Marvel, Disney. I know Paramount's there. I know Amazon's there. Netflix is there. There's a lot of stuff. And in fact, Collider right now has done sort of a breakdown on each one of their little areas. You know, so just like any Comic-Con, you know, they've got here's Disney's area with all their crap, and then here's Paramount with all their crap. Same thing. They've already got that set up. So if you're interested, go check that out. Let's really quick. Let's just talk about this, please. Can we talk about this? Because holy crap, I saw the trailer today and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by the Cocaine Bear. I thought this was going to be like this is going to be like dumb, but there's like actual stars in this movie, and it looks like it's going to be really, really good. And apparently it's based on a true story that supposedly some drug runner threw a bunch of cocaine out of his plane and a bear got a hold of it and went nuts. That's really all I know. Other than, and just seriously, go watch the trailer. It's one of those, what do you call it? Like we would have called it a red band trailer back in the day. Restricted trailer. You know what I'm saying? But no, there's actual stars in the movie. It's definitely called Cocaine Bear. Let me see. It's ridiculous how many people are in this movie. Director Elizabeth Banks. Okay. Ray Liotta, Kerry Russell, Alden Ehrenreich, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Jesse Tyler Ferguson, and somebody else who I didn't even, seriously, Scott Seiss is in it. If you don't know who Scott Seiss is, he is the guy that did those amazing IKEA videos. Yeah, the slogan is awesome. Get in line. Come on. Come on. It's awesome. But yeah, this movie looks like it's actually going to be a lot of fun. I can't believe that I'm saying that I want to see a movie called Cocaine Bear, but here we are. Okay. So if you haven't seen that trailer, go watch it. It is redonkulous. Okay. It's so nuts. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Click that. Go back over to here. This was news that came out late last week. And yeah, seriously, it's nuts. It's really nuts. The trailer, you know, there's some violence, there's cursing. It looks funny. But it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, Legendary Entertainment formalizes the Sony deal after cutting ties with Warner Brothers. Now look, I know that there's a lot of people that would just gloss over with this. Anyone seen Violent Night any good? It comes out Friday. So I don't think anyone's seen it unless someone has the, some special powers, or, they're, what do you call it? Press rights. I don't know what you call it. But this is big news. So any of the big properties that are kind of like franchises set up by Legendary, so the Kong, Godzilla movies, Dune, those will remain at Warner Brothers. But going forward, Legendary will be moving to Sony. This is a big deal because think about, this is again something that Campia brought up, but it's also something that to me, as soon as I saw this, I'm like, holy crap. So Legendary was one of the first studios, or I guess, what do you call that? I guess it is. They are themselves a studio, or production houses, whatever you want to say, that worked closely with Christopher Nolan on his movies. And as we know, Christopher Nolan took his new movie Oppenheimer to Universal instead of Warner Brothers. So all of this stuff is, man, who knows? Who knows what this means? Now, Carbonite, you bring out a very interesting question. Godzilla versus Spider-Man. I don't think I think Godzilla and Kong and all that is going to stay with Warner Brothers. But that could mean that Legendary could help make a Spider-Man movie. And if I'm not mistaken, Legendary did Nolan's Batman trilogy, did they not? It's a really interesting thing. I'm not going to sit here and go on and on about it, but it's really, really interesting. And one of the main reasons was that Sony doesn't have their own streaming service. Because remember, Legendary was very, very angry when Warner Brothers decided to put all of their 2021 movies right onto HBO Max day and date with the theaters. So they pissed off Denis Villeneuve. They pissed off Christopher Nolan. They pissed off Legendary. Because Legendary, guess what? The two biggest movies of that year for Warner Brothers in the theaters were Godzilla vs. Kong and Dune. Both their movies. And both they feel that both movies were hindered by the fact that they released them on HBO Max at the same time. So it's all interesting stuff. Now, even though David Zaslav has come into Warner Brothers and kind of taken over and changed a lot of things, he wasn't able to repair this relationship. Now, Sony probably immediately was talking with Legendary Entertainment about coming over to them, leaving Warner Brothers. But look, all this is interesting. And yes, we could see a Spider-Man movie with a Legendary logo at the beginning, them financing it. All the power that Legendary has been able to get from these years of making some really, really good movies. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Uh, do you work in a warehouse or own one? I believe. Well, I'll let him answer. Joe Pesci revealed he suffered serious burns for the fire hat prank on Home Alone 2. My brother started crying in Home Alone when the guy got hit with a brick. I mean, okay. Now, I want to also really quickly, I don't know what to say to that, Magnus, other than, oh, okay. Okay, then. But I wanted to, Disney won't let create, wait. But Disney won't create a legendary type Spider-Man movie. They love their Marvel formula. I get what you're saying. But I don't see why. I honestly don't see why. Yeah, they love their formulas. And Sony's done really, really well. But the thing is, Legendary brings money to the table. Is all I'm saying. He brings money to the table. Or Legendary brings money to the table. So it's, look, all this is going to get interesting. It means nothing for right now. For us right now. But it could be good. Now, a lot of money, by the way. Legendary makes big tentpole movies. Just saying, could be really cool. And Sony, you got to know Sony's like really excited. The only interesting thing though is that Sony recently, and I'm talking about in the last 3-4 months, didn't they make an exclusive deal with Netflix that all of their movies will go straight to Netflix? And if that's true, then that can't be part of the consideration. But Sony has also said very man, Sony's put their foot down and said, we are here for the theatrical experience. And maybe that was just to get Legendary. Who knows? But Disney likes money. They will do anything that makes money. Exactly. And if those are always a little different though, too. It's like Marvel is almost like producing it, helping, but they're not doing all the legwork. They're distributing and all that kind of stuff. So the Spider-Man deal is always weird to me. It's hard to wrap my head around it. Like where does Sony begin and Disney end? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Spider-Man, it's kind of hard to tell. Almost dropped a box of floor tiles on someone's head today. Felt very home alone. JX editor, hey, welcome. How's it going? Did you happen to see that news about the what is it? Was it Fast Movies? Basically a fan editor basically taking movies and making them like really, really short and putting them on YouTube, and he got sued. Anyway, interesting. It's probably not going to happen here. It was in Japan, I think. But I don't know. Found it interesting. I wanted to bring this up too, show these off. These are actually, hold on a second. There we go. Now I can go back over. Basically character posters for in fact here. Give me a second. JX. Where is it at? I can just give you the thing. There's the link. Now again, probably doesn't affect like fanedit.org or any of your work, but yeah. So character posters for the new series coming on HBO Max. I thought this was interesting. There's some characters that I am aware of, characters I don't recognize. Anna Torv is awesome, by the way. She was great in Fringe. Here's Gabriel Luna. Here's I don't see some of these people. I don't know. I don't know who, Merle Dandridge. Not sure if I know who she is. If I've seen her before. Nico Parker. Of course, we know this guy, Nick Offerman. And Murray Bartlett. He looks familiar to me, but I could be completely wrong. Storm Reed is Riley. Lamar Johnson is Henry. See, again, I'm not exactly clear on all these. Kayvon Woodard. So yeah, there's that. I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna watch that show. I know there's a lot of people that, yeah, ooh, Last of Us. I'll watch it because I am not. I'm not that tied to Last of Us. I can just enjoy it for what it is. So, there you go. And then there's also, oops, wrong one. I don't know if you guys saw this. Of course, maybe you guys are probably not, you're probably either tired of talking about it or you've already gotten your fill of what we have so far. But here are the character posters for the Super Mario Brothers movie. I think this looks great. I think this looks like a lot of fun. Luigi looks great. Sounds great. Charlie Day looks great. I will agree that some people said that the voice of Anya Taylor-Joy sounds too low, but at the same time, hey, I don't know. All I know is I saw the trailer yesterday and I really enjoyed it and think it looks fun. I think it looks fun. And of course, you've got Donkey Kong. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong is kind of one of those, really? Are we not done with Seth Rogen? And it's not that I don't like Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's been in many movies that I actually really like. But I'm just kind of like, but why? Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, so if you weren't aware of those, you are now. And yeah, I'm kind of curious. What do you guys think? Uh Last of Us is overrated. And are you saying oh god about the Super Mario Brothers movie? Two movies on my must see for next year: Super Mario Brothers and John Wick 4. Sounds too low compared to what the from the games. Whatever happened to Jack Black? Well, I mean, he's Bowser. And Jack Black is freaking awesome. I love Jack Black. He's one of those people where I almost feel like he's in too many things. But I don't care because he's great. Kind of like in a lot of ways. I was almost going to say Ryan Reynolds, but Ryan Reynolds has been kind of irritating me lately too. Jeez, man. Wow. And do you think Donkey Kong is going to do the Seth Rogen laugh? I don't know. What's interesting to me about like Jack Black is not doing a Jack Black voice. He's doing a different voice. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's possible that Seth Rogen probably won't sound exactly like Seth Rogen. Like you'll probably be able to tell it's him, or I don't know. It's so tough to say. But yeah, that's kind of funny, JX editor. Was that an autocorrect, Rohan? Or did you just type it that way because you type Rohan a lot? I'm just curious. They should just get an AI to voice these characters? Nah. Autocorrect, been talking Lord of the Rings with the Hobbit fan editor. Yes. I thought that's what that meant. That's funny. But yeah, there was a direct yesterday for the movie. And it's really just a short 5-minute thing where Anya Taylor-Joy goes, "Hey, I'm been paid to be in this movie and it's going to be great. Yay." And then the guy, I can't remember his name, Miyamoto, is that his name? Is that his name? I don't even know. Miyamoto? Anyway, he comes out. He says, hey, I hope you like it. Here's the trailer. What do you think? Good? Awesome? Cool. Bye. And then they showed the trailer. And it was great. If they have Wario, they should get Danny DeVito. Oh, that's actually really good, Wraith. That's actually really, really good casting. Miyamoto. Okay, gotcha. That's actually, seriously, Wraith, that's perfect. I can't think of anybody better. That would be perfect. Yeah, Seth Rogen, the pot dude. Yeah. That guy. But yeah, I mean, look, all I know is I think it looks good. I think The Last of Us, the HBO series, could be great. It could be nothing. But the fact is, HBO Max or HBO does some amazing, amazing stuff, right? We have to agree. HBO is like the gold standard for most TV series, right? They're probably going to do a pretty good job on Last of Us. Just going to say it. I do a really good impression of that laugh that I know Seth Rogen would knock my lights out if he heard. Hey, I'm sure at this point he's making so much money that he probably doesn't even care. Seth Rollins, the wrestler. Well, how about Henry Rollins, the lead singer of... Anyway. Wrong. HBO has never done anything good ever. Really? You're kidding, right? Sopranos? Hello? And House of Dragon is great. Game of Thrones is pretty great. I mean, yeah, you might say, oh, they screwed up the last. Sopranos lame. Come on, Ricky. Are you just trying to be one of those guys that, I'm just trying to... Oh, come on. Awesome. Those are awesome. What about the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones and season 6? Look, hey. I like a lot of HBO stuff. I think they do a fantastic job. So, I'm just saying it. So anyway, here's the deal. Pokemon, okay, you're being trolling. Snyder Cut, I think that's where you lose me a little bit. Because the Snyder Cut more annoyed me than anything. Because, I'm going to shoot this way. Black and white. No. Whatever, dude. I feel like Zack Snyder's one of those people that he's probably a very, very nice guy, but he makes decisions that are very not well thought out. That's just me. Entice me because of the extra footage. Oh, I get it. I totally get it. And I enjoyed watching the story play out. I actually enjoyed it. It was a little long, but I can't stand that he wanted to, I'm going to make it black and white and I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it No, it's never going to see an IMAX screen. Why release it in the IMAX format? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, well, it's better because you can see the top of guy's head. No, it doesn't matter because none of that information is important. Seriously, if I did this, you're not missing anything. What are you missing? Are you missing anything up here? No. Anyway. The dude who played the Lone Ranger and likes to crush women's bones and other creepy stuff is working as a timeshare salesman these days. So stay away from timeshares. Okay. Yeah, widescreen's where it's at. Zoom out, zoom out. Yeah, I was a little close. Sorry. I loved his version of the Justice League. That Flash scene around the end alone was one of the best things I've seen. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's, again, the content was fine. It's the presentation I have a problem with. And I don't know about you, but Army of the Dead was kind of poop. It just was. It was kind of poop. And yeah, some people got bored watching it. Yeah. I don't know. But look, hey, here's the thing. And this is the important thing that I want all of you to leave with tonight. We all have opinions. Okay? But I'm not going to sit here and say that you should think the way that I do. Magnus obviously thinks that 4:10 is the correct aspect ratio. I disagree completely. But if he wants to, if you want to watch that, hey, go for it. Go for it. If you want to watch Army of the Dead, Ricky, watch Army of the Dead. And I will watch I don't have any cheesy ones. If I want to watch cheesy martial arts movies, that should be fine for me to do that. Everyone should be able to like what they want to like and not like what they don't like. Right? But I'm not going to sit here and enforce you or force you to watch Andor. If you don't like Andor, no, you should watch it and you should like it. And everything future Star Wars should be that. No, I'm not going to do that. That's why there's variety, We can have all kinds of things. But if you think Andor's boring, there's obviously people that don't think it's boring. Let us have our thing and you can have your thing. Everybody's happy, right? So, Army of the Dead was garbage, had so much potential, but plot fell flat. Yeah. So Ricky's the only one that seems to like it, but that's okay. That's okay. Because and when 4:10 sucks, I was saying we should not go back to it. Okay, if that's true, then I'll agree with you. I like wide format. As a fan editor, I was super excited for what Justice League would inspire. Then the guy who made Justice League Immortal, essentially Snyder Cut edited from Justice League, was canceled, and I kind of lost interest. Yeah. Cheesy martial arts movies are a gift. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I love my martial arts movies, but I don't like slasher movies. I'm not trying to take slasher movies away from you. I'm just telling you, I don't like them. And if you want to like them, go like them. Don't make me like them. Or don't make me watch them. I tried. I just tried. I tried, and I can't. It's not for me. Rob, cook yourself a grilled cheese sandwich and get some tea, get in bed and put those movies on. Stay there till you're well. Phil, I think that sounds like a good plan. Obey, consume, sleep. That's a fun movie. You haven't even seen it? Love slashers, but I was always choose martial arts over them. Hey, that's cool. And see, here's the thing. I think most of the people that like to hang out here, we love movies. We love our books and our comics and our games and our whatever. We love the things. And really, that's really what it's what it's all about, man. And if we don't like the same things, who cares? A lot of people don't like The Last Jedi. You know what? I'll tell you this real quick before I go. I watched a little bit of The Last Jedi the other day because I hadn't seen it since Rise of Skywalker came out. I hadn't watched it because to me, Rise of Skywalker kind of ruined everything for me. For the most part. It just kind of ruined things. But I haven't watched the Last Jedi. The full thing. Now, like I've watched some of these fan edits, but I haven't watched the full movie in a long time. I started watching it and I got bored. It was like, yeah, there's some parts in this movie that aren't great. But you know what? It looked awesome in 4K. Just saying, that is a pretty movie, man. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to feel during a slasher movie. Fear, suspense, maybe I'm just dead inside. See, they just make me laugh. Like, oh, look at how ridiculous this is. If someone invites me for a cheesy martial arts movie, then I'm down. Yeah. You like TLJ? I'm working on a Rise of Skywalker edit for you. Hey, I'll give it a shot. But look, Rise of Skywalker's, man, you got your work cut out for you because that movie has some problems. And even Last Jedi has a lot of things that I just don't like. I just don't like the way that some of the stuff is, it's just, what? Palp's gone. Wow. I love Jay, Billy, and Melvor's review on Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. They look so defeated and disappointed. Yeah, but even they, in a way, they liked a lot of the things where they walked back some of the stuff from The Last Jedi. And to me, that is exactly what you don't want to do if you're trying to make a trilogy. You got to make things work together. And I still feel like if they leaned into the things that The Last Jedi had set up, we could have had something special. And I think that's what Colin Trevorrow was trying to do. Didn't get to do it. That's my only tease. Okay. Sounds good. Let me know when you're done, though. I'd like to at least check it out. Even though I may not, I mentioned this on a previous show, I may not be doing very many reviews for fan edits anymore, simply because of that same thing. And I've gotten a lot of requests to do reviews, and I don't know what to do. I can't watch all these fan edits. You know what I mean? You and I, we've talked. It's a different thing, but and I can, we can talk. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, there's a lot, and I'm kind of like, I'm worried that I don't want people to think that I'm the fan edit channel. You know what I'm saying? So it's been difficult. It's been difficult. Anyway, let's see what else you got. Are you more into suspense thriller like Silence of the Lambs or Seven? Me personally, yes. Honestly, the problem with horror movies is there's no actual plot. A lot of times it's literally people here running from this. It's the reason why I know a lot of people get mad at me, but it's why I didn't really care for how Jurassic Park was turned into a roller coaster ride versus an actual scientific discussion with all of that stuff mixed in there. All of the scientific discussion they talk about in 5 seconds and then it's over. And that's kind of the point of the book was different. It wasn't just a roller coaster ride. And so that's what I don't like about horror movies is it's a ride that I don't want to be on. You know? Does that make sense? Now, I totally get why people like Jurassic Park. I totally get it. And Jurassic Park is an important movie. But at the time, I really didn't like Jurassic Park because of that. Because I'd read the book and the science was really interesting. And the discussions about why this is not a good thing. And they literally have one conversation about it. And then later on, he picks up an egg and goes, life found a way. And then let's move on to the next action scene. And I'm like, but I feel like you missed the point of the book, you know? Anyway. Last Jedi turned John Boyega insane and militant. I feel for that guy, man. I really do. I really do. It so much potential for that character. And I feel like they had an opportunity. Last Jedi was one thing, okay? And I'm not going to make excuses for it, even though I agree with a lot of people that say that hey, it was important for Finn's character to do what he did because he learned what was important, you know? But in a way, it also kind of walked back. Look, Last Jedi has its problems. I'm not going to make excuses, but they had the potential. I've said this before in Rise of Skywalker, when he's sitting there talking with, what's her name? Jaina, I think is her name. I can't remember her name. The other black girl that they meet on that planet, right? And they're sitting there talking about, we were clones too. And we walked away. And he's like, really? That's freaking cool. You know, oh, it must be the Force or whatever. No, it would have been cool if she said, yeah, we heard of you. We heard that you did it and we all walked away. And it made him more than just a guy who walked away. He made a guy who inspired others. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that man. Ooh, so frustrating. It was right there. They had it. And they just boom. I used to review fan edits on my channel. I got burned out and I am the fan edit channel. Yeah, see, and it's just like the Indian movies for me too. I don't want to be the guy that does Indian movie reviews. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the things that I think are important to talk about. Glass Onion, I just did a review on it. It barely got any views. I don't care. I don't care about the views. I care about doing what I think is important for what I'm trying to get out there. And I want it to be a place where we can all talk about movies and or whatever. Books. If I want to talk about books, I'm going to talk about books. I just talked about that. I'm going to talk about it. I don't know. I don't like to be pigeonholed. Pigeonholed, not pigeon. I said pigeonholed. Anyway, people hitting me up for links. Yes. Well, that doesn't bother me as much as the hey, you ought to watch this. And I'm like, dude, I don't really want to watch it. I mean, look, I get it. You've probably got a very unique take, but I don't want to watch another Hobbit fan edit. I've done 4 of them. I'm done. I don't want to watch any more Hobbit movies. I don't. The last Jurassic World movies aren't for me. Me neither. And they made billions. If you want to read the book, then read the book. If you want to watch the movie, watch the movie. True. But here's my thing. If you're going to adapt it, make it better. I don't understand why, I mean, I get it. Okay. Nobody's going to want to sit there for a scientific discussion, but it annoys me when the intelligent conversations are taken out of a movie because the regular person can't handle it. Screw that, man. Let's elevate it, let's bring them up to the level. These kids don't get it. Guess what? One day, hopefully, they'll learn something and they'll learn it. It's one of the things that I think is wrong with movies today for kids is that they talk down to them. The movies that I watched when I was a kid, I didn't know everything. I had to work to get up to now I get what you're saying. And some of it was like, oh my God, Ghostbusters has some really dirty language. But you know what I mean? Gremlins didn't talk down to kids. It didn't. Goonies didn't talk down to kids. Anyway, there you go. That's my thing. Magnus, you and I, we differ in a lot of opinions. You know that? But that's okay, because that's what makes good debate, and that's what makes good discussion, and I appreciate you. I really do. Every Jurassic movie has gotten worse and worse. I watched the first one and said, I'm out. Done. If anyone has the right to complain, it's the girl who played Rose, dumped in the last movie. Exactly. And see, that's the reason why a lot of people are like, I don't want a huge company like Disney listening to the most vocal minority of people. Or I should say this, just because a few people say a thing on Reddit, because this really, to me, I think it's a minority of people. Just because they said that doesn't mean that you take her out of the next movie, because you're basically saying, yeah, all that stuff that you did, it worked. All the name calling and the trash that got thrown at Kelly Marie Tran for playing a part in a movie, by taking her out of most of the next movie, you're basically saying, yes, internet trolls, we agree with you. We're going to do this. I hate that. It just annoys the hell out of me. Anyway, Fate in the Last Jedi could have been implied between movies if it weren't cornered into taking place hours, days after Force Awakens. Yes. If I asked you to edit out the casino, the Canto Bite, guess what? I watched the one of the ones that I watched took out most of the Canto Bite stuff, and guess what? I was like, oh wow, he took all of that out. Wow, it's actually kind of good. It means his character doesn't do anything, but if you want to see my take on what the fans wanted, look up The Last Jedi Coward's Cut. I got drunk one weekend and wanted to prove a point. Oh, interesting. Well, look, guys, it's my voice is, I'm feeling it. So I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I want to always end with saying thank you for hanging out, for adding to the conversation. It's so much fun. I love this kind of stuff, you know? And like, I like doing my videos. I do, but man, I love the live shows because I feel like I love that instant. It's like an instant gratification. Drink some vodka and toughen up. I want to try Magnus. Thank you. I don't have any. Actually, I do have vodka. Gracias for the bilingual audience. I don't know what I did. Now tea in bed and movies. Yes. But thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys have a great week. Fun dropping in, man. JX Editor, good to see you. And best of luck on your future endeavors there. And yeah, we'll go do the thing. Maybe I'll go watch Willow. Maybe give it a shot. But anyway, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next week. All right. Later.